What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video. And today we're taking a look at an anime movie. So I don't really know what playlist to put this in. Do I put it in anime or do I put it in film review? I don't know. So anyway, it's a new film. Well, it's not new, it's quite an old film, but it's a new film to me. And me and my girlfriend did watch this one, and it is called The Wolf Children. And I'm going to be honest, felt very weird, and we did try and watch this twice. The second time we watched it all the way through. The first time we didn't really get into it. We were sort of doing other things. So, yeah, we actually watched it, and I sat through it, and I watched it all. And to be fair, it is one of her favorite anime movies, and she does have it on DVD. And I'm going to be honest, I did quite enjoy it, even though I felt like it was very much furry fuel for the first half hour. So, how this movie goes, according to Google, is Hana is devastated after her lover, who was a werewolf, dies in an accident. To raise her two werewolf children away from prying eyes, she decides to move to her lover's hometown. So, this woman and this werewolf man, this guy that can turn... It's not really a werewolf because it's not like a full moon type thing. He can turn into a wolf whenever he chooses, whenever he wants. It's like a thing he can do. He can just change into a wolf. Very similar to like Beast Boy or like an Animagus from Harry Potter. So that's what we mean when I say werewolf. So, she meets the werewolf and they get to know each other. They meet at like college. They start going out. They start dating. And he goes out and hunts for food and gets some late night snacks and tries to take care of her the best he can when she's going through her pregnancy sicknesses. And they have two children, a girl and a boy. And when the boy is born, he goes out on a night out to try and find some food for them. He gets hit by a car and ends up in a river. And the next couple of days are her trying to figure out how to raise these werewolf children, which can turn into like a dog or a child at any moment. So it's like taking care of... There's no manual, there's no sort of instruction booklet, there's no sort of general idea. She's like the first person in her general area to try and raise two wolf children, and that's where the name comes from in the movie. So she decides to take them away from all of her neighbors who are complaining about the dog noises and complaining about the pet noises, because she lives in an apartment building and they're all getting pissed off with the constant barking, the constant scratching, the loud noises and bangs. So she moves to a rundown village, a rundown house in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, and decides to live off her own stuff. It's like 3, 4, 5 hours away from civilization, surrounded by mountains and forests, so that they can actually go and be wolves if they wanted to, and they start growing their own crops. She struggles at first, and she manages to spick-span the house up really good. The house looks really nice, but it's the farming and the food growth that she isn't really good with. So the other farmers from around the area come over and help, and she tries to, get the children into their more wolf side and let them run free. Try and teach them how to be wolves. And the girl is loving being a wolf. The boy hates it. We go through quite a lot. We put them through school, and the girl doesn't like being a wolf anymore. Everyone hates her for it. She's trying to change and be more of a girly girl, then be this wolf character, whereas the boy, as he gets older, doesn't want to be a human anymore, and he's learning the way of the wild, learning the way of the wolf from a fox in the forest. And I'm going to be honest, that fox is fucking sick. He's like the king of the forest, and I always knew foxes were great. Of course they're the king of the forest. Lions may be the king of the jungle, but no, the king of the forest is a fox, and he's so fucking sick. And actually, he is sick, and he's dying. And that's why he's training this wolf boy to take his place and take over as the leader of the forest. A very, very bad storm starts to come. The boy decides not to go to school and learn to be a wolf in the forest, and the girl decides to go to school and learn to be a girl. And she gets a boyfriend, and she starts to get a crush on this boy who's actually quite mean to her to start with, but then he sticks up for her because she got angry at him and scratches him like Wolf Hand, and he always knew she was a wolf, and he kept her secret because he's a good boy, and they actually end up falling in love when whoa, hold up, wait a minute, when they have to be the final two inside this school. So, the mother has to make a choice because she's trying to stop the boy from going and living in the forest, but she also needs to leave to go rescue the girl. So, she goes to rescue the girl, and by the time she comes back, the boy's gone, and he's now living in the forest, and she's alone. She tries running after him, and he saves her, and then she accepts that he's going, and she accepts both of her children for who they want to be. And I think that's really cool. So that's really the gist of the story. That's really like the whole movie quickly ran through. I skipped out quite a few bits because I do want you to go and watch this movie for yourself, as it is a really good movie. It is quite an old movie as well, so the animation style is not like perfect. It's not as good as it is now, but it still holds that really good nostalgia. And I've never watched an anime made by this like company before, but their art style is just so nostalgic and so beautiful. And I don't know how or why, but I loved watching it. I thought it was incredible. The story was really good with like the mother trying to raise two children, and they sort of swap roles as they grow up, with the boy starting off quite young, not wanting to be a wolf, and then as he gets older, accepting that part of him and needing to be who he wants to be, the king of the forest, the king of the woods, whatever you want to call him. And he was my favorite character. I do believe I made a Lego custom on a couple of these a while back, so I'm not going to make any Lego customs this time around. But again, the juxtaposition with the girl wanting to be a wolf when she was quite young, but then going to school and being bullied for being different and being weird by collecting bugs and having these like animalistic urges and being sort of forced to be more girl-like by the other girls to fit in, which eventually does make her happy, but I still believe you shouldn't have to change yourself to fit in. You know, there will be a group for you and you can fit in by being you. So I don't like how she had to change herself to fit in and be happy. I feel like that message nowadays doesn't really fly, doesn't really fit, and goes pretty much against everything that everyone has said, where you like, you know, you can be yourself, you can be happy and be you, and be comfortable in your own skin, and all that stuff, which I 100% agree with. I will support any of you, no matter what you do, as long as you're not hurting yourself, anybody else, or causing trouble, like crime. Other than that, I will support you 100%. And this movie sort of goes against that, which kind of, I don't know, it kind of goes with it and goes against it, because by the end of the movie, she learns to accept her wolf side, and she shows it off to this boy, and the boy is like, yeah, I knew he was a wolf, you fucking scratched me. And I thought that was quite funny. I thought his reaction was just like so cool and cold, and like, you was a wolf before in front of me, you scratched me. This is how I got this scar. Wanna know how I got these scars, Batman? But yeah, art style, impeccable. Voice acting, I watch in dub, so that's what I'm gonna rate, just a quick disclaimer. It's good. The voice acting was really good. Again, with it being quite old, the voice and the audio is not as crisp and as clear as it is nowadays, but it just adds to that nostalgic charm as well. So, for whatever reason, I've never seen this movie before. Very similar to All Dogs Go to Heaven. It was very nostalgic for me. It got me quite happy, healed my inner child, got me really giddy. And to be fair, to start with, my girlfriend did find the wolf guy quite hot, and it did sort of confuse me and creep me out a little bit. I was like, he's a wolf though, but he's a wolf though. And she was like, yeah, but look at him. And I'm like, yeah, he's a wolf though. And kind of made me a little bit insecure, but oh well. To be fair, the character designs are quite interesting as well. Very stereotypical, with the girl being like reds and oranges and pinks, and the boy being blues, blacks, and greys. Just like the stereotypical color scheme for each one. It's quite obvious that what they were trying to go for, but I felt like they did it in the wrong way and doesn't really fit with the now times. Other than that, I'm quite happy with this movie. I will watch it again. It is one of those good ones which you can watch over and over and over again. And that's why I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It is a beautiful anime, beautiful story about like a single mother trying her best and doing her best for her kids, but inevitably having to learn to let go of them so they can go and do their own thing and live their life and be happy. And I liked that. I liked that message where she was trying to hold on to them and stop them from going out and doing what they wanted, but inevitably she let them be free by the end, and it was really sweet seeing the wolf like boy go off into the mountains after the fox, as you see here, is dead. But again, this movie is 100% a 7 out of 10. Would watch again, and I have 2 more animated movies up my sleeve to review over the next couple of days, so do stay tuned for those. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I will see you all in the next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye. If you do want me to do any more anime, movie, series, whatever, game reviews, let me know, and I will get on playing them or watching them, and I'll have a review out for you as fast as possible. And if you do like my style of content, but me in general, you can press the link in the description if you do want a little bit more Tyler Price in your life to get to know a little bit more about me and see what else I have to offer as a content creator. Because I'm not just on YouTube, I have expanded. I'm on TikTok, and you might know me from TikTok as Bussy, but you might not. Fair enough. It's up to you. Do you remember that video? Were you the lucky few who saw it or not? But I'm done now. Bye-bye.